my normal assistant's often racing. If you see me looking off to the side, ladies and gents, that's because my support screens are over here. So welcome, Keith. How are you from Manila Airport? I hope you're fantastic. All right, good. So, ladies and gents, we're going to be running through. This is our first time that we've done a multi-company live trading room. So I do believe it's probably going to go really well. It's going to be quite good fun. Now, flip side being, there's going to be a number of people guys in the webinar today. We've got to go across effectively 20 jurisdictions in terms of our compliance requirements, which is awesome. So we've prepared a series of slides to make sure that that we can tick all the boxes. The goal is to get into the live charts as quickly as we possibly can. So let me bring all of that into context, guys. I'll start by saying a big thank you, Ahmed, 21.31, 41, 156 long on the Nasdaq. Beautiful trade, absolutely beautiful trade. So that said, ladies and gents, we'll rock and roll. I just want to highlight, if I can, as we get into it. Some of you may not have traded this style of trading before. This is a bit of a shotgun start for a lot of people that may not have done this before. So again, if you're not really experienced in trading, please just watch what we do and how we do it. It's pretty fast. It's pretty furious. At the end of the day, the entire goal with everything we do is to literally make the traders in the live trading room as much money as we possibly can, as quickly as we can. While the market is moving, we do that very responsibly with the right sort of risk profiles. And again, I'm going to run through that for about a 2-hour session, and guys, including the 30 minutes leading in. So in terms of compliance, ladies and gents, we are going to be talking about trading futures today. Some of you may be trying to copy what we're doing on CFDs. Either way, fantastic. Guys, I've just got to remind everybody that if you are trading futures or CFDs, as I will be trading today, guys, key point is that there are some risks, guys. There are some risks in trading these markets because they are ultimately leveraged. So let me break this down a little bit further for you. Now, guys, we have margin. So that means we literally borrow money every time we take a trade. What does that mean? We can actually make money really quickly. We can also lose it very quickly. That's why you'll find today, guys, my primary focus is on risk control. I'll be defining to the traders exactly what the risk is. Guys, I'll suggest a risk. I'll suggest a first target. You will note, ladies and gents, if I can, with every single trade we're going to be taking today, I will be suggesting 2 or 3 targets depending on the experience of the traders. Now, some of the people in the LTR, guys, that I've been working with now, I've been working with since 2009. Okay, so you can fast forward to 2024. Some of the traders today, guys, have a lot of experience. There's also traders today who will be trading up to 60 contracts. So we can talk about the implications of that, but they effectively have got a fair slice of the pie at risk, but at the same point in time, they'll probably be aiming to make sort of circa 15 to 20,000 US dollars today. So we'll keep that in perspective as we need to. Now, guys, a couple of things I do need to run through. Everything we're going to be doing today is general information only. That's the first point. A second point I do have to raise, we used to be able to talk about past performance and use it as an indication for future performance. We're not allowed to do that anymore. That's okay. I've got to identify that, and I've got to identify this one. So this is a big one. And effectively, what does it ultimately mean, guys? I'm going to be presenting to you today for the purpose of education. So if I express an absolutely crazy opinion, that is my opinion. That is not the opinion of the trading pit. Big important point. In that being said, also everything we're doing today, guys, is all about education. I will be pointing out trades, guys. Just because I point out an entry price and an exit price and a risk price and similar things, guys, depending on the trading platforms you're using, you may not be able to copy that trade. Most particularly if you are a CFD trader and you're trying to copy a futures trade. There's a whole lot of sort of differences in the design of those markets that we won't get into today. Okay, but suffice to say, I'm going to do my best to identify as many profitable trades as I can. As with the lead-in volume today, just having a look, lead-in volume is currently 148,000. That's 3 times what it normally is for a European Open session. Kai, how are you? As what it means is today is going to be fast and furious, guys. It's going to be volatile. The primary focus since the Middle East, guys, issue started coming up a couple of days ago, the markets have been very volatile. So what I've said to some of my NASDAQ traders, for example, as I put on YouTube last night, that was a very good point, is if the volatility is too high on the NASDAQ for some of you to trade today, then I'll actually call the identical trade on the S&P 500 at the same time. S&P generally, guys, moves a lot slower. The volume is significantly higher. It's far more predictable. So we might end up with multiple trades, as we do, complementary trades on all markets simultaneously. And the NASDAQ traders can very, very happily go and take that trade on the S&P 500. Guys, as my wife did, last night. So again, the NASDAQ was really volatile. She took a couple of good little NASDAQ trades, guys, they were good fun. But then the volatility just went crazy. So I said, look, instead of taking that reversal on the NASDAQ, take it on the S&P 500. So just a little point as we deal with the current market volatility. Long story short, guys and girls, who am I? I'm in the CTO, as Chief Trading Officer at Doro. Very, very excited, guys, to be doing some partnership work with the Trading Pit. I do come from a military background, so I'm very, very straightforward. Guys, again, if you've got a great question, guys, I'll jump on it when I can. Tim, how are you? Hope you're brilliant. The most important point about today, ladies and gents, it's profit first, education second. All right. So I've been running live trading rooms since I started trading. So I discovered futures in 2007. I started actually educating in 2009. Since then, I've been running live trading rooms or assisting people run live trading rooms. Guys, LTRs or live trading rooms are all about profit. Okay. Then once we've made the profit, we can talk about education. I think that's a really, really good way to do it. It simply means, guys, the professional traders that are logging into the market today, they're logging in to make money. And then those professional traders will also offer their opinion on, hey, Lockie, I think this, I think that. That's what you'll find. There's a number of microphones turned on. Now, what we are going to do, guys and girls, today, as we do every single day, we're going to be letting the market do the heavy lifting. What does that mean? We're going to let the market generate the signal for us, as we are then going to act in kind with the market, provided the signal meets our strategy, plan, and rules. All of that said, I was going to be focusing primarily on candlestick analysis, okay, to determine whether the market is correct to trade. We're going to be looking at the ratio of the risk, guys, the risk versus profit. As naturally, we're not going to get into a trade with a ridiculous risk profile that's not in our favor, but we will be using quite tight trailing stops. So if the market does run in our favor, we make a big chunk of money. If the market doesn't run in our favor, we don't lose any. So I'd suggest the art of trading is about running the market when it wants to run, but obviously cutting your losses very, very quickly. And I can show you how to do that when we get into the market. Now, for those that haven't been in an LTR session that I've run before, guys, there's going to be 4 charts on the screen, so you'll see these in a second. Guys, we've got a NASDAQ on the top left-hand corner, S&P bottom left, FDAX top right, guys, FESX is in the bottom right. So Europe is basically on the right-hand side of the screen. America is on the left-hand side of the screen. Again, if the NASDAQ top left-hand corner goes very popular for people to trade, it moves very, very fast. It does, however, can get really, really funky, guys, can get a little bit crazy. So long story short, if it gets crazy, guys, I'll put my American traders onto either the micro contract. So we'll go for the micro NASDAQ. You can make a crap load of money on that anyway, so don't worry about that one. We can go to multiple contracts on the micro, guys. We can go multiple contracts on the FDXM, guys, which is the mini version of the FDAX. Looking at the FDAX volatility today, guys, we're not going to have a problem with the FDAX. NASDAQ could be a little bit iffy as we roll in. Guys, in the FESX down the bottom, guys, that is basically to bring everything into context. I would suggest today, guys, just based on the lead-in volume, we're going to be looking, guys, in the 90-minute trading session, probably looking at between 12 and 15 trades. Guys, we may get up around 16, 17, maybe even 18 trades. All right, so it's going to be volatile. As when I was literally talking to the Trading Pit quite a few weeks ago about doing this session, we had absolutely no idea it was going to be this volatile. So it'll be quite good fun. Now, ultimately, guys and girls, I want to run through these points if I can very, very quickly. The focus for myself will be profit first. Okay, so please note the moderators, guys, and that's myself and also some of the assistant moderators today. Guys, our primary focus is client profit, and then we're going to talk about education if we need to. Guys, time in charts. Now, interesting point. A number of traders, guys, have been trading with me for, in the case of the European Open, 9 years. In the case of other people, from 2009. So there's a lot of experience in the room. So if you do have a question, please don't be shy. Everybody's got the capacity to talk to everybody else. So please do take advantage of that. Flip side of that also, if I can, guys and girls, we wouldn't call a trade in the live trading room if we don't run at more than a 90% strike rate. So yesterday we belted the market again. So I won't call a signal unless it's tried and tested to have already run at around about a 90 to 92, 93% success rate. As on the FDAX, we're looking at around about a 96 at the moment. So we're running very well. Mind you, guys, on the FDAX have been doing that for 7 years, so there's no surprises. And now transparency. Guys, really, really important point. If you're brand new, guys, if you're brand new to this kind of teaching, guys, then every day, guys, on YouTube, there's a YouTube channel called Doro Day Trading. I actually put my personal trading results that I do in the live trading room. So I trade in the live trading room and also out of the live trading room. So I put those results on the internet every single day. So you got 100% transparency that the guy on the microphone actually trades. And these are my results. Now, to give you an idea, as I'm already over, because yesterday I had a blinder, I'm already over my weekly KPI. Okay, so I'm already over my weekly KPI already. I don't need to take another trade, guys, this week to be very, very happy with my personal performance. Mind you, if we get an absolute sitter today, guys, I'll show you exactly where to get in, exactly where to get out, and off we go from there. Now, that said, guys, you can use that YouTube. Guys, you can use that YouTube channel if you would like as an indication as to what you should be achieving on a daily basis as a semi-professional trader. As I say, semi-professional. Some of the traders in the live trading room are trading significantly more contracts than I am because I'm running the live trading room and trading at the same time. So typically, guys, just so everyone's aware, when I'm not moderating, I normally trade double or triple the contracts I'll be trading today, just depending on how I'm feeling. Also, if I'm feeling good, feeling really, really confident, guys, I can up my contract loading as appropriate. Finally, guys, before we get to the charts, personal considerations, please. If you're brand new to trading, please watch and listen. I'll get to answer the questions, guys, in the last 15 minutes of the first hour of trading when the market slows right down. If you are an experienced trader, you're welcome to take any trade that I call. Guys, if you've got any questions, please put them in the chat. My assistants will jump on those as quickly as they can, guys. If not, I'll jump on them as required. Also, guys and girls, we're going to maximize our profit on every trade taken. We're going to use a tight trailing stop for that. The intent is to go way beyond a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Guys, most of the trades we get are 5-to-1, 6-to-1, 7-to-1 in our favor. I'll show you how to engineer those as we need to. Guys, and please note, really, really important point. If a trade actually requires greater risk than you are allowed to take on your account, please don't take the trade. There's always going to be a lower risk trade. Okay, there's always be a lower risk trade. Okay, so don't sort of. Does anyone know of this amazing thing called FOMO, fear of missing out? Has anyone come up with that in the game of trading? Guys, we're going to go to the live charts. Please don't chase the market. Guys, let the market come to you. Guys, and we're going to learn that no doubt throughout the session. Let's jump in the live charts. Guys, jump in the live charts. We'll start to put in context. What I'm going to do, guys and girls, is jump on some microphones very, very quickly. So let me do another sweep. Andrea from America, how are you? I hope you're absolutely fantastic. Andy, your mic is on. Okay, your mic is on. So I should now have
G'day, everyone.
Full compliments of Andy's. I'm just going to do another sweep. Cody Barley, your mic is hot as well. I'm just looking at the list, guys. The list is growing very, very quickly, and as a result of growing quickly, I'm just going to make sure I've got all the right microphones on. Damsey, your mic is on. Let me just further. Who have we got? I haven't got a couple of the mics yet. Tim, Central Coast, Australia, East Coast, your mic's on. Should you see a really brilliant delta? All right.
Evening, mate.
Okay,
Thanks,
so good. No, pleasure, mate. Pleasure. All right, so what have we got, guys and girls? Bottom left-hand corner is the S&P 500. Now, this will give the NASDAQ traders context as to where we are. Let me run through all the scribble on the charts first. Right? So for those of you that are executing, you understand why the markets are doing what they're doing. First things first, guys, for the S&P 500 traders. Okay, if we sell down underneath that -2 rated static bar reversal there, okay, if we sell under that, okay, we're looking for a really, really lovely buy signal, particularly if the FDAX drops on open, turns around and goes back the other way, which I am expecting it to do. Now, the flip side of that was all the way down the bottom of the jar, S&P 500. Please note that if you sell down Ahmed +4, +8 on the S&P 500, so now, Grace is a great point, guys. Grace is a great point. So I come on the microphone at 3:30 in the afternoon, Tokyo time. The gun goes at 4 o'clock. There's quite a few traders that trade the hour or the hour and a half or the 2 hours before we actually start the live trading room. So great point. Just because we start the live trading room literally right on European Open, guys, there's a ton of opportunities. These markets run 24 hours per day. Ahmed, I think you've already taken a winning trade on the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. So well done. So for the open, guys, I am looking at this -2 rated static bar reversal. Now, for those that have not been, guys, in a live trading room I run before, the little red boxes around the numbers here basically means a team, buyers or sellers, are losing control of the market. So what we've got here is we've got that little candle there says the sellers have lost control of the market. Please find any excuse to buy. Okay, now, as it turns out, guys, that is a signal in its own right. That signal may repeat, guys, as we come into open. I do want to highlight to the S&P traders, if I can, please. You guys have come down and you've tagged your 141.4 fib extension. Now, that is off the 60-minute chart. I was double checking. It's off the 30-minute chart, guys. So for those that are watching the Fibonacci's, that's a 30-minute dominant candle Fibonacci. Now, why is that important? Guys, even though we're volatile today and the volume is quite high today, the market is still honoring the same Fibonacci extensions it has since 2007. So suffice to say, it's probably going to keep following the same pattern. So if we do sell down for the S&P 500 traders, these Fibonacci's are going to be really, really important. Guys, no question about that. There's 2 static bar reversals. Guys, I'm keeping a very close eye on. Let me just double check. That is also a 4-point turning bar long. All right, so for the S&P 500 traders, we're going to have 2 potential trading options. Let's have a look at your counter Fibonacci. Okay. I believe, guys, that your counter Fibonacci is probably going to be this one. Okay, yes, it's being honored perfectly. All right, so we'll keep that on. As for those that haven't been in a session before, I've just drawn a Fibonacci retracement down to work out where the market is likely to go to. These markets normally follow the same pattern every day. So therefore, we're failing at the right Fibonacci's. We're buying the market back. That is pretty normal for what we do. Now, for the S&P 500, please note for both American markets, you are in 15 and 30-minute shorts. Generally, that leads to a 60-minute chart swing trigger long. So please keep a very close eye. For those with some experience, guys, please keep a very close eye on a 60-minute swing trigger long on both American markets simultaneously. All right, that means, guys, that trade, again, you can go for a little target if you want to, guys and girls, but if that swing trigger goes well, particularly if it's around about the classic 33% fib extension, if it triggers, it'll probably go for 2 to 3 hours to the high side. All right, so that could be a very, very big trade. Now, coming up to the NASDAQ, is what we've got. Okay, so danger territory for the NASDAQ traders today. Your volatility is actually coming down. So for those that haven't been in a session before, this is a volatility indicator. At the moment, the volatility is decreasing quite nicely, actually making the market more tradable, which is always good fun. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that volatility as the session runs. Now, the flip side of that is you've got a 4-hour short. So if we do sell down hard on the NASDAQ, as you might actually find that we're going to collapse pretty hard as we've done over the last couple of days. I don't think the S&P 500 wants to collapse, and ultimately that'll be in charge of the NASDAQ. Now, flip side, guys, I do want to point out, if I can, please, that the NASDAQ has gone down to the 100% fib extension. That means their selling is probably not over yet. Okay, so the selling is probably not over. What does that ultimately mean? Is if we do sell down, we're going to hit these extensions. Okay, now if we do go up, right, the NASDAQ, you've got an absolutely amazing sell signal. Now, I know some of you, I believe Remy, you may have already traded this signal. A number of you have already traded this signal. The flip side being is that is a -8 rated static bar reversal. That is very strong. There's a -3 here, very strong. There's a -6 here. So if the buyers push back up, thank you, mate. If the buyers push back up, guys, and we start struggling to the high side, we're actually going to end up with really lovely shorts. Okay, really, really lovely shorts. Damsey, I'll go and grab your microphone again. Where are you hiding? There you are. Mate, can you give me a sound check just so I know you're online? Cody, can I get a sound check?
You got me?
Oh, yeah, no, loud and clear. Perfect.
Yeah, clear, mate.
Good job. All right, so for the European-based traders, really, really on the money, please, really on the money. Now, the FTX will normally hunt, guys, the 50 fib on the 4-hour chart, which would suggest if it follows the normal pattern, it's going to be selling down. as opposed to going back the other way. The FDAX will traditionally close its gap, guys. So we do have a sell down that may occur. The sell down is down to here. So very, very soon, guys, if we close the gap, it's around about 5 minutes and 20 seconds until the gun goes. Normally, the FDAX will sell down. If it closes the gap really quickly, like it did yesterday, guys, we might be getting one of those classic recoils where it sells down, hits that 133 fib extension, fails badly, turns around and skyrockets back the other way. Now, only for the experienced, guys, the very, very experienced traders, would you want to trade the opening candle? I'll guide you through that, guys. Typically, the risk is a little bit crazy on the FDAX opening candle. For those that are fans of Fibonacci, just hold on one sec. So that said, for those who are fans of Fibonacci, now typically the FDAX will sell down to the 133 fib extension of the most recent step. Okay, so what we're expecting them to do is we're expecting them to sell down and fail at this point right here. Now, interesting point, that's perfectly in alignment with the fact that they should be closing the gap. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'll strip a Fibonacci off just to make that a little bit more obvious. I will need to put that Fibonacci back on if we go pretty heavily to the downside. Let me just have a look here. So now bigger charts, guys. So the bigger charts. Now again, we play in here every day. So everybody that normally trades with me, you know that we're in a monthly short. We spoke about that before it triggered, and obviously we've got this beautiful sell down. The monthly traders, guys, have got caught at the weekly Fibonacci's. Obviously, the monthly sell down has also got caught at the 50. Cole, how are you? So if we get a reversal here, guys, towards the end of the week, if we get a reversal, it's going to go really, really heavily to the high side. Weekly charts, guys, agree 100%. We're looking for a really, really positive week in the market. Now, this positive week in the market, guys, next week will clearly be blown up. If you don't mind the pun, guys, it will be blown up if somebody throws a missile at somebody else. So we may be in for a bit of a sell down. Now, my camera's covering the FDAX, whereas I will turn my camera off, guys, just before the start of the session, guys, if my camera is covering up part of the chart. Mind you, you can move the camera around. I think you can even turn it off if you want to, but yeah, that's up to you. Guys, on the daily chart, cruise down exactly the same as yesterday. We're gearing up for absolutely amazing longs. So don't be surprised, ladies and gents, if we sell down. So where's Ahmed is saying you can actually move the camera. So mind you, I'm a trader, right? I'm not a Zoom expert, so I might not know how to do that on the run. But again, I'm expecting the market to sell down. I'm expecting to hit these weekly 76 fibs again. Then I'm expecting to pick up a really beautiful long. You see, as we come into the open, guys, market's starting to get a bit twitchy. What have we got down here on the 4-hour chart? Again, the normal warnings, guys, the normal warnings for us. Yeah, I'd suggest the FESX is going to sell down to 604. All right, so let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. As I start thinking, 604, I think is a really, really good spot. All right, so down to the 5-minute chart. Right, so we'll get down to the weeds, as we would say in the army. The flip side of that, I am expecting a recovery day, so I'm expecting the markets to sell down, turn, and bounce pretty hard. Again, the magic number for the FESX is 406. So what does that ultimately mean? Okay, that'll be a close above or below scenario. So I'm going to put here. Oops, that is definitely not what I want to be doing. We want to close above/below. Now, what does that mean? Guys, we might get a sell down on open. Okay, I'm anticipating a sell down on open with 60 seconds until the gun goes. Right, so please make sure, guys, that you've connected the right accounts. Okay, so you've connected the right account. Guys, if you're trading sim today, sim, if you're trading live, brilliant. Make sure your ATM's correct. Make sure your contract loading's correct. Check your volatility. Guys, make sure it's not too volatile. All of these things we do on a daily basis, guys, we'll start to expand these charts out. So we've got really good transparency of the candlesticks. We've got labels all over the charts, guys. So do not be surprised, guys, if we move the charts around during the session as required. I'm going to draw a Fibonacci up. Let's draw a Fibonacci up on the NASDAQ to potentially catch them on the way down. For the NASDAQ traders, you are looking for 76 fib reversals. Perfect. 18 seconds until the gun goes, guys. So once again, guys, let's focus on risk, please. Focus on risk. We're going to do our best to navigate as safely as possible. For those that haven't watched us trade before, our average time in trade is normally less than 7 minutes. So this may be a lot faster than some of you may be used to. Right now, for the Europeans, so guys, so opening candle, you can see the markets are moving significantly faster. That's okay. We'll just let them bop along. We're waiting for this candle. As the opening candle on Europe, we're waiting for it to hit extreme volume. In fact, it's gone and broken my Fibonacci the moment it starts. So let me go and give you another Fibonacci. So the Fibonacci looks like it's running. No, it's not running there. Okay, so let me just fix it for you. Oh, no. Okay. So NASDAQ traders, you're selling down to the 76 Fibonacci's. Okay. So that being said, for those of you that are 76 Fibonacci traders, guys, or 50% Fibonacci traders, this NASDAQ is selling down quite nicely. S&P 500 traders, you're keeping a very close eye on that -2 rated static bar reversal, as all of the reversals long have now reset. All right, so many of you know exactly what I mean by that. Now, for those that haven't been in one of these trading sessions before, I am going to use language that is very, very specific to what we do. Okay, so again, I'll try and guide my traders as best as I possibly can. So this opening candle on FTX, guys, has clearly turned orange. What does that ultimately mean? The sellers are using an extreme amount of volume to gather momentum, and they're not gathering momentum. I don't think these sellers have finished yet. And I would love if the sellers sold down, if the sellers sold down to that 133 fib extension right there. So the FTX traders, we're looking for a long at 475 if we sell down to that price point.
Lock, right, there's a gap 76 there, mate.
Thank you. At the bottom of the opening candle. You are a legend. Okay, so for those of you who haven't been in the session before, there's 10 or 12 people that have got their mics turned on. So again, these people are all very good at what they do. They are here to guide and mentor as best as possible. That is absolutely perfect. Okay. So opening candle, guys, we'll just let these guys bop along. Just let them do what they do. The opening candle can be the playground of FOMO. Right, so it can be the playground of FOMO, as in I'm missing out on a trade. Okay, NASDAQ, if you are a 76 Fibonacci trader, please note they've come down and tagged the 76s perfectly. If you are long on the NASDAQ, guys, at 272.50, now this is for those people that trade this trade. Guys, if you're long at 272.50, guys, your risk control point is around about the 20 tick mark. You're already through a 50 tick move. All right, so if you are long, Ahmed, you're trading off the 76s off the S&P as well. Perfect. So the S&P 500 traders and the NASDAQ traders, if you are trading off the 76 fibs, right, you guys have come down, as I suggested at the start of the session, if you come down and tag the 76s, you're going to pick up a brilliant long on both American markets. Now, the flip side of the brilliant long, guys, this could be the 15 and 30-minute chart shorts failing. All right, if this is the shorts failing, we're going to pick up really, really amazing longs. All right, so if you do want to hold the trade long, if that's normally what you do, guys, we're initially going to hold that trade for around about 15 minutes. Okay, so around about 15 minutes. For the FDAX at this stage, I don't have a trade for you yet, guys, that normally meets our trade criteria. Now, normally, guys, we may actually end up with a climactic reversal here. Let's just see what these guys have got. So NASDAQ traders, Petros, you got in on the 76 for 22 and 50. Mate, I didn't grab your microphone. So your mic is on, Petros, if you do want to talk to us about what you're doing.
No worries, mate. Yep, I got that. Thanks, mate.
So you're out at 22 and 50.
I got in a little bit higher, but yeah, 22, 50 and 18.
Okay, perfect. Now for the S&P 500 traders, you guys have come down low enough to pick up your reversal long at 5293. If you are long on the S&P, guys, at 5293, guys, your first target and risk control point is 5294. Right, so just keep an eye on that S&P 500, guys, because it looks like the 30-minute shorts may be failing. FDAX, we normally get an absolutely brilliant shotgun start for you guys. They are very, very congested because they don't know what they're doing yet. All right, so we'll just let the FDAX come to us, please. The FDAX can be a little bit cranky. Now, again, for the FDAX traders, if we get well below the level of 475, we're looking for an entry. If we tag 475, guys, we're looking for an entry of 480. Now, if you trade a climactic reversal on the NASDAQ, guys, all you're waiting for is the candle to close, the red team to show, the buyers to show, and then you're obviously going to join the buyers. S&P 500, if you are long at 5293, your first target is 5294. You've gone through that target. You're on your way to your second target of 5295 even. So for those of you who are long on the S&P 500, guys, your entry, as I gave you, is 5293. Junior traders target 5294. Senior traders 5295. Very senior traders, you're holding that trade, guys, for up to 15 minutes, please. NASDAQers, do I have anybody long for long-range targets off the 76s, please? Remy, yes. 21. Okay, well done. Luke, if you want a mic on, mate, please give me a yell. So Remy, you're sitting at 11, 21 and 50 off the NASDAQ. Ahmed, 4 and 11 off the S&P. Reload. Ooh, you guys are killing it. Okay, good. Let's keep rolling. FDAX, I've got nothing for you yet. American traders, you are clearly off and racing. Now, if you are an American trader, guys, and you picked up the green delta, right, that little green line running across the candle there, as if you needed confirmation that the buyers were taking control of the market, that little green line is your buy point. As you can take the first 3 deltas on the candle. As again, if you've taken any of those deltas, you're in a good spot. Steve, well done, mate. Oh, Roger, Rod, 100 times 5 on NASDAQ. Well done, mate. That's a bloody great trade.
We've got 22, 60 and 100 on that one.
Say again?
22, 60 and 100.
Okay, mate. Well done. Well done. All right, now, for those that are long, all right, the slightly more experienced traders, for those that are long, what we want to do now is, guys, we want to work on our exit. So no one is carrying any risk on any trade. All right, so we now want to work on our exit strategies. For the S&P 500 traders, if you are long, guys, using quite a small perspective on the market, okay, quite a small perspective, you would want to make sure, understanding that no one is carrying any risk anymore, and most of the S&P 500 traders are through their first target and well on their way to their second or their third. We're watching that point there, guys, for a longer range risk control point as well. Okay, for the FDAX, guys, we are picking up a short, guys, but it's right in the middle of the trend. All right, so there is a short setting up here, guys, off the previous daily high. Again, right in the middle of the trend indicator, I'd suggest we're going to get a better signal on the FDAX. Some of you may have shorted the FDAX off the 50 of the day, guys, against the stair step of the market. If you've done that, that's fantastic. I
coincided with FESX hitting the 50 of the day as well. So
thank you, mate. All right, so some of you are short, guys, so well done. If you are short off the 50 of the day, guys, you, as Cody said brilliantly, you've got agreement between the FESX and the FDAX. If you are short, guys, again, volatility will allow you to hold a pretty funky target on that one. Louis, you got 13 and 30 on the S&P 500. Aaron, you got plus 10 on the FDAX. That's a great trade, mate. That's a huge trade.
Thank you. Reload the 15-minute chart. Let's be long.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we are gearing up, guys. Now, I said as we came in, we may have 15-minute, 30-minute chart failures. Therefore, we're looking for 60-minute swing triggers long. Now, for the S&P traders, you guys have gone well beyond your risk control point, so no one's carrying any risk. It's all just money for jam now. If we get up near that 76 fib, nice, if we get up near that level there, so 2 ticks before that, which is 300.75. Okay, so I'm going to bring a line on the screen. 300.75, that is where you would make sure, guys, even on your long range trades, you have absolutely no risk. Now, the NASDAQ is going to give us a 4-point turning bar long here. Nice. The NASDAQ will give us a 4-point turning bar long. Let me work out your counter fibs. Guys, I think we're in for a slightly larger move, which we did predict, Okay. If we get a 4-point turning bar, guys, on NASDAQ, it is tradable, provided you can carry the risk. Okay, now, that being said, you've got a delta outside the range of that NASDAQ bar. Okay, so what does that mean? It means if you can go long on the delta, guys, and carry the risk, you'd be looking for a 20, there we go. You're looking for a 20-tick risk control point. Oh, so your risk control point on the NASDAQ, you've already gone 30 ticks to the high side. I was just drawing on here. If you are long on the NASDAQ, guys, it's a valid 4-point turning bar long. The black line is your risk control point. You've already gone through a 50-tick target. So just be super careful. As for the NASDAQ, S&P 500 traders, 4-point turning bar long. That is a very good sign that you're going to continue to go long, but everybody's hit their risk control point for those that are long from down the bottom, guys. Right? Some of you are long from down here. If you are, you're already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're already 40 ticks into profit. Guys, your daily KPI is 8. Okay, your daily KPI is 8. All right, so let's not lose sight of that. NASDAQ traders, if you did get long on the delta, guys, or the 4-point turning bar, then again, it's gone through its first series of targets. It's also gone through its first risk control point.
NASDAQ
Okay,
short off a 76, coming back the other way. 15 minutes 76.
Perfect. Well, I've got news alerts coming through as well, guys. Looks like somebody's getting a little bit crazy. All right, now I said that the session's going to run really smoothly unless people start throwing rockets at each other. I've just had an alert that says it looks like a rocket's been fired. So let's see if the market reacts a little bit crazy. Let's see if it acts a little bit crazy. All right, let's see what's going. Louis, you got +6 on the 4-point turning bar, S&P 500. Well done. So what does it mean for everybody, guys? For the S&P traders who are long, guys, down here at 93, your first target was 94, senior traders 95, very experienced traders. You've got out at 95, you've got no risk, and you're holding it for as much profit as you possibly can, guys. And that has obviously gone straight back to where we thought it was going to fail, which is the counter 76s, guys, and we're getting some pretty good resistance there. Now, Cody's talking about 76s, guys, on the NASDAQ. What does it mean?
On ES as well, too, Lachie.
Okay, thank you.
At 53.01, 5300.
Okay, mate, thank you. All right, now we are in for a relatively big session today. Like, these guys are moving pretty fast already. And again, if the news alert that has come through is correct, guys, then people are throwing rockets at each other. I don't know if it's true, guys, but we'll see it reflected in the market almost immediately. And this looks like people are throwing rockets. That's okay. We'll just absorb it as we need to. Now, for the European-based traders, it is highly likely the FDAX is going to sell down here. Guys, the FVSX wants to close its gap, which is down here. The FDAX also wants to close its gap, guys, which is down the bottom of the jar. So down here. As we are likely to pick up a really, really lovely reversal on both European markets as once this candle closes. So just be a little bit careful, guys. We are in the last 90 seconds of the candle, so just be aware we're looking for an entry. For the FDAX traders, if we push down and close the gap, it would be absolutely amazing to pick up a gap-based reversal. So if we tag the gap, you can go long as high as 450. Guys, if we tag the pre-market bottom, you can go long, guys, at 465. We're just waiting for those trades to currently set up. For those that enter off the previous pivot, guys, you're waiting for the sellers to sell below the previous pivot and enter as high as 475 going the other way. Guys, if you've just taken that trade, guys, you're way beyond your, not only your first target, but your risk control point. Okay, so now those of you that know what you're doing, guys, you should be pulling today apart. Andy, you got 50, 75, 110, and 60 on NASDAQ. Well done. That's a huge trade. Cody, you had a different fib to me. That's perfect. Okay, no, that's brilliant. All right, so our risk control point was Cody's 76 fib. Oh, so the market is honoring that, which is not too bad. All right, so next trades, guys, we're only 15 minutes into the session. For the FDAX, if we get a sell down below the previous pivot and the 76s, guys, we're looking for pivot-based reversals long. Guys, I do think the FDAX is probably going to try and sell down a little bit further here, guys, because it's not going to get that close to its gap without at least having a crack at closing it. For the NASDAQ, at the moment, the buyers own the stair step, same S&P 500. So again, guys, what we're looking for now is selling-based reversals, right? So selling-based reversals. Luke B, you got 100 plus 10 contracts off the 76. You finished for the day. Mate, 100 ticks is $500 times 10 contracts. I think everyone can do the maths on that. That's a stunning trade. Right? So again, the 76s, guys, the evil twins. Evil twins are not that evil, potentially. Now, the FESX, guys, normally goes back to the 50 fib of the day before the market decides its direction in this session. I would suggest we're going to get another little bit of a sell down first, guys, and around about the 30-minute mark, we're going to pick up a pretty heavy wholesale reversal right across the board. Ken, you got 21 on the NQ off the micro 50 done for the day. Well done. Luke, plus 170 and 100. Okay, from before. Okay, so you are well and truly belting the volatility, mate. So well done. Well done. So now we know as we came into the session, guys, we had both the US indexes and 15 and 30-minute shorts. The S&P 500 had exhausted the short. Okay, so that's why for those people that took the S&P 500 trade as here, once they failed, you've picked up a 76 fib. You've also picked up this -2 rated static bar reversal as absolute chicken dinner winner, and it's done exactly what it needs to do to go and produce big profit. For those of you that are not used to this trading session, guys, this is the KPI for the S&P 500 traders. So that little box there, guys, is $100. Our junior traders are logging in to make $100 and stop. Now, for our senior traders, they're looking for up to $500 per contract traded, which is around about there. Guys, either way, that's a $500 trade in under 10 minutes per contract traded. All right, some of our traders in this session are on 60 contracts. So you can do the maths on that, guys. If you want 500 times 60, that's not a bad push. Now, for the FDAX, you guys are very skinny on your trades at the moment. Now, it means that the Europeans are waiting for news. Now, that's a very, very interesting thing for them to be waiting on because there is no European news today. I'm just going to go and double check. Guys, let me go and double check a different news source. All right, so again, I've got an alert saying that somebody's just fired a rocket at somebody else. Now, whether that's true or not, guys, it could be speculation, but we'll see that reflected in the market pretty quick. In terms of, again, guys, in terms of calendar or official news, the French trade balance has come out positive, but no one normally really focuses on France. I reckon I'm going to go out on a limb here, guys and girls. I think the European traders are waiting for a peace deal to be tabled today. Don't be surprised if in the next 3 or 4 hours, there's suddenly this big discussion about a peace talk. This is not normally what the FDAX does in our session. So I wouldn't be surprised if the instos are working on the assumption that everybody's going to stop throwing things at each other. Now, mind you, I don't know. I've got no proof of that. But again, right now, guys, for the FDAX traders, giving us an idea of how calm we are, on the FDAX, every single candle so far is actually closed inside the range of the opening candle. So that actually suggests that the FDAX traders are waiting for news. So we were expecting, I did say actually in the pre-brief, Lead in volume, absolutely brilliant. No European news. We're expecting a technical trading day. All right, now that's clearly what the market is giving us. Now, with 50 seconds to go, with 50 seconds to go on the candles, I would suggest that the next trade for the NASDAQ traders is going to be a buy. Okay, so we might be buying back into congestion. Okay. Now we are in the last 90 seconds of the candle, so do be a little bit careful. I would suggest this for the NASDAQ traders. Okay, if we close above that brown line, okay, which we may do in 11 seconds, if we then sell down, tag those 76s, we might be picking up a long over the top of the brown line. If we close under it, then we're not going to. If we gap over it, no, we've gapped on. So what does it mean for the NASDAQ? We're going to see a little bit more selling. Okay, so again, they're coming in because they couldn't close over a key level. That is a 76 fib off a micro trend. Guys, I don't trust that as much as I do the larger move. All right, so I'm going to bring this over here. That looks to be the correct Fibonacci. So again, if we were to sell down, Luke, that's a 4 hour. That's a 4 hour level. So it's a previous 4 hour close. So again, at the 5 minute and 15 minute chart level, the 4 hour charts are really important for us. Now, what does it mean? Is our next trade on the NASDAQ for the experienced traders is once we get a lower low on the NASDAQ, okay, which will be under that red candle, or sorry, the orange candle. We're looking for a reversal off the 76 fibs. For the junior traders, guys, you are waiting for the candle to close and confirm they are definitely failing at that level. So two very, very different trading styles, please. So junior traders, you're waiting for the candle to close. Senior traders, you're waiting to tag those 76s. Again, guys, if we do get a lower low, so again, we're watching for that now. If we do get a lower low, then guys, along even as high as 272.50 is a reasonable spot to go, but you must have tight risk control. As Aaron, KPI met, well done, mate. That's absolutely brilliant. So for the Nazi traders, guys, again, if you're going to go long, and you're an experienced trader, guys, if you're an experienced trader, your risk control point, guys, is 275. Okay, right here. Now, for the junior traders, you're waiting for the candle to close. Okay, you're waiting for the candle to close before you enter because you are going to trade statically. All right, so you're going to wait for the candle to close. S&P, guys, this looks like we're going to sell down a little bit. Okay, now, again, we are in the 15-minute, 30-minute shorts. Oh, here we go. Look, there's a 4 hour short hiding down here. Okay, let me just double check what's going on. Okay, so I am thinking, guys, at this point in time, our risk is now too far below those 76 fibs, guys, even for the slightly experienced traders. So what we're ideally looking for at this point in time, guys, is we're going to have to wait for the candle to close. We're going to have to measure the strength of the buyers versus the sellers, guys, and then we're going to have to make a decision on what they are likely to do. I would suggest, guys, knowing how the NASDAQ moves, the 50 fib of the day is very, very attractive for these sellers. Right? Very, very, very attractive. Now for the FDAX, again, guys, I would suggest a really, really great trade. Now, some of you may have gone long. I believe Aaron's actually gone long off the previous pivot. Guys, if you did, absolutely brilliant. Okay, here we go. All right, so we may be back into meltdown territory again. So what this ultimately means, guys, for the junior traders, you're waiting for this candle to close on all markets, okay, on all markets. For the S&P 500 traders, guys, you are looking for a tag of the 50 fib in order to go long. Guys, I can start cleaning up some charts here. So let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. For the NASDAQ, guys, if we close for the junior traders, guys, or those that have been very careful because of the volatility, if we do close on top of the 50 fib, we're looking for a double failure reversal, as these guys are about to try and trigger a 4 hour short. Okay, so we're going to have to be very, very careful. Steve, yeah, we can go, but you're absolutely correct, guys. We can go a very, very long way short. Okay, yep, yeah, perfect. Okay,
Weekly
so
76 at 18,225 as well, Lockie.
18,225.
Yeah, on
Yeah, okay.
a weekly 76 retracement.
Yeah, no, you've got exactly the one on my screen. All right, so NASDAQ traders, all right, real quick, you're about to potentially pick up a double failure reversal off the 50 fib. That means this candle has got to close above the 50 fib. The next candle can't gap below it. As again, I would suggest that you wait for a delta, right? So you'll be waiting for a delta signal. Again, just be very wary of the risk. Right? So we're going to let the candle close. We're going to analyze what the next candle does. As again, they have held. So if you are a delta trader, as you're looking for an entry long at 238.75, right? 238.75. The flip side of that is you're going to have to use a tight risk control, guys, on the NASDAQ. Right. So if you are long, guys, on the NASDAQ, you've already gone through a 20 tick risk control point very, very quickly. So if you are long on the NASDAQ, guys, your 20 tick target is out. Your long range targets are on. Your stop loss is to positive. You can't lose any money on the trade. If this is not the turning point in the market, guys and girls, it doesn't matter. Okay. We've got to use tight ATMs today. We've got to use tight ATMs. Now, again, guys, that's all right. There's a delta sitting right there, guys. That's all right. Guys. Again, if it's a fast day, there's no question about that. FTX, we're looking for a lower low. Guys, if we get a lower low, we may be looking for a previous pivot-based reversal. Guys, the flip side of that, guys, if we tag the pre-bottom for the FTX traders, we're going to pick up a classic pre-bottom reversal. All right, so you guys, everybody knows how to trade those, which is brilliant. Now, Nazi traders, obviously a climactic reversal off the 50 fib. It's also a double failure reversal. So the delta coming back the other way is brilliant. Again, it's gone far enough already, guys, to control your risk. Okay, now some of you may be holding this trade for a long way. Guys, a long way. If this is the turning point in the market, guys, then absolutely brilliant. We need agreement from the S&P 500. Guys, and at the moment, we don't have that agreement. Now, what do I mean by that? Guys, what do I mean is that the S&P has not tagged its 50 yet. So the NASDAQ is likely to be pushed down. Okay, it's likely to be pushed down. Okay, and this is what we're going to see right now. So for the S&P 500 traders, all right, you can't go short into the 50 fib of the day. For the NASDAQ traders who are looking to trade the delta long, guys, at 238.50, you're waiting for the sellers to sell into the market and you're looking to re-enter that. We're only going to re-enter, guys, that reversal twice. Okay, so Remy, 11, 21, and 8. Andy, you've got 20, 40, and 5. Well done. Great risk control, guys. So if you're going to enter long, guys, on the NASDAQ, okay, if you're going to enter long, once again, guys, your risk control point, guys, is here. Okay, now, interesting point. We are only going to reverse the market twice, right? And that's because the S&P does not agree. So if you are long on the delta, guys, if you are long on the delta, it's just got within a fraction of its risk control. You threw your risk control point, guys. What does it mean? First target is out. Stop loss is to positive. Can't lose any money. All right. Really important, guys. This is a second tier reversal on NASDAQ now. So 2 selling pushes down. They should grab this and run, guys. They should grab it and run. All right, now let's have a quick look. That is a monster candle. All right, so let's have a look for your resistance levels going back the other way. Oh, FDAX. For FDAX traders, you've got a lower low, which means you've picked up your 76 fib reversal long. You've also gone low enough to pick up a trade, guys, off the previous pivot at 475 long. That trade is going amazingly if you are long on the FDAX. Now, for the NASDAQ traders, your primary resistance is going to be here. All right. So again, if you are long on the NASDAQ, guys, you've picked up a beautiful trade, potentially twice. Relatively tight risk control, right, from the entry, guys. It's now gone 10, 20, 30, 40, more than 50 ticks to the high side. Guys, again, if we tag that 50% just here, if we tag that and we can't go any further, guys, then I would make sure my trailing stop is bought to around about 20 to 25 ticks positive, guys, which puts all the NASDAQ traders way over their daily KPI. Do I have anyone long on the NASDAQ for long range targets, please? Anybody long for long? Luke, you're long. Jimmy,
Yep.
Jimmy, how are you, mate? I hope you're fantastic.
Yeah, I went in again on same trade.
Okay, well done, Andy. Good. Remy is long.
I've just pushed me target further up.
Okay, so there will be, guys, there will be a longer range target here. So we've got Rem long, Dave long, Jimmy long, Luke long, Andy's long. Brilliant. All right, and even better, mate, if we've touched the 60-minute dominant candle 133, absolutely brilliant. Walter, 80 ticks on the MNQ. That's right. As I said today, that some of the traders might be trading the micro because the risk on the normal market's a little bit crazy. Now, again, a massive
50%
okay,
retrace on the 60 as well.
Okay, mate, thank you. Guys, Craig has picked up a blinder on the FDAX. So well done, mate. That's a beautiful trade on FDAX. So the previous pivot reversal trade, guys, has gone well for some of the traders in the background. Okay, so well done. Guys, again, we do the same thing every day, guys. It's pretty boring, right? But again, it's very profitable. Okay, so I've got multiple NASDAQ traders long for long range targets. Guys, now note, please, we've got complementary signals on the S&P and the NASDAQ. So if the S&P 500 traders are long on the -2 rated static bar reversal, guys, your entry is 86.75. Your first target is 88.75. You're through your first target already. Now, if you're waiting for a tag of the 50 fib, as I would suggest that'll come at the 45-minute mark where we pick up a pretty well wholesale reversal everywhere. Okay, now let's regroup. So Nazi traders, I've got some of you long off the 50 fib of the day using that delta right there, and we've entered the same trade twice. All right, nothing wrong with that, guys. It's the third reversal that's going to haunt you. So we're not doing the third reversal at this point. Remy, you got 100 times 5 contracts off the 50 fib. That's a massive trade, mate. Well done. For FDAX, guys, so again, Aaron picked up this reversal at the top of the jar, right? So the FDAX traders, again, very congested today. Aaron's picked up a reversal short. Craig's picked up the reversal long that we spoke about. Is anybody else long on the FDAX off the 76s or the previous pivot? Now, in saying that, guys and girls, okay, hand up, I did miss this trade, right? This is when we were trying to get the NASDAQ traders into profit. Some of the FDAX traders picked this up and absolutely belted the market, which is brilliant. Nathan, long. Well done, mate. Diane, not yet. Okay, so we need to give Diane a really juicy FDAX trade. Okay, so all right, so Nazi traders at this point in time, so everybody's controlled their risk. Guys, I'll bring an arrow on. Everybody's controlled their risk. This is where a lot of the institutional traders would say, I've absolutely belted that. I'll take my money off the market. So if we find, guys, look at this, here they come. So what we might find is some of the institutions, guys, are going to start selling off the bottom of that 50 fib. Now, you're not going to do that, guys. You're not going to do that. But we are going to now wait for the instos to push the market around a little bit. We're going to wait for them to reset the signals, and we'll take them again because close under the 4-hour low. Okay, Colt, mate, no problem with that at all. Mate, no problem with that at all. So S&P traders, guys, just reiterating, guys, we did say this at the start, that you're likely to get reciprocal signals on the both US markets simultaneously. Cody picked up, guys, an absolutely incredible reciprocal trade, guys, on the FDAX and the FESX at the same time. All right, so bloody well done. Luke, plus 40 times 10 on the first trade, 100 times 10 on the second trade. That's all right, mate. If you're over your daily goal, guys and girls, this is so important. If you've hit your daily KPI, please, you can continue trading, guys. Just do it in sim. All right. There's no need to be that guy or girl that makes a large amount of money and then gives it all back. That's just not what we do, guys. That's not what we do. Now, the NASDAQ traders, you are about to pick up a 4-point turning bar long. S&P will be a 4-point turning bar long. Now, the flip side of the 4-point turning bars, guys, the flip side of that is I need to check where you are in relation to the larger Fibonacci sequence, which is what other traders will be doing. Okay. That means that the NASDAQ, guys, the NASDAQ again has got, if we close over the 50 fib and it is a 4-point turning bar, then that is going to be a monster. So look at what's happening, guys. So someone's thrown a rocket at somebody, and that's okay. And then everyone's gone, you know what? They blatantly didn't hit their target. So now the market's going back the other way. That's okay. So do I have anybody that is still long? Anybody that is still long on the NASDAQ for long range targets? Because yes, perfect. Your forecast is now here. Guys, so you guys are looking at around about a 3750 to 304, 3750, 80, 18, 16, 32. You guys are looking for around about a 320 tick trade, right? That is an absolute monster. Do I have anybody long, guys, on the S&P 500 from the static bar reversal? Andrew, plus 80. Lou, well done, mate. That is brilliant. Okay, if you are long on the NASDAQ, guys, if you're long on the NASDAQ, just let them run long. S&P 500 is not quite a 4-point turning bar, guys, but a very, very, very strong signal. So if you're long on the S&P, guys, we can stay long. If you did wait for the 4-point turning bar, guys and girls, and just push the button, guys, literally, I'm going to push the buy button off the top of that candle there. Guys, if you've done that, you've already gone through your first target and risk control point. Now, where are we at? Real quick. Wow, FDAX, that's a big gap up. Guys, that's a big gap up. So what does it mean? We're probably going to see, guys, we're probably going to see some selling come into the market when the FDAX hits its 76 fib, which is going to look like that. So don't be surprised at all for the FDAX traders. If we push up, tag the 76 fib, you're setting up a short at 550. Risk control point is 545. So just be ready for that, please. The flip side of that, that NASDAQ has given us guys, the NASDAQ has given us just off a 4-point turning bar. Jimmy, what did you do, mate? Plus 200 on the NASDAQ. Oh, Nathaniel, mate, plus 60. Mate, M&Q, mate, that is absolutely phenomenal. Now, for the NASDAQ traders who are waiting for a retrace and a rejection in order to go long, you guys have gone long over the top of the candle at 287.50. Your target is just under these 76 fibs. FDAX traders, watch those 76s very close, please. You've just tagged the 76s. So if you are going to go short, guys, under the 76s, your risk control point on FDAX is 545. Guys, now that is for those that enter dynamically, guys. If you enter dynamically, you are short. If you enter statically, you're not short yet. They are going to slam. So FDAX, you're through your first target of 545, please. Right, so money out of the FDAX at 545. Slightly more senior traders, guys, you can go for 540, understanding you've got no money at risk on this trade. Long range NASDAQ traders, you're kissing your profits now, please. Louis, holy moly. Plus 52 times 5 on S&P. You are kidding. Okay. NASDAQ, if you're long on the strong bar, absolutely brilliant. FDAX, if you're short, you've gone through your first target. S&P, if you're long, guys, on the 4-point turning bar, or you're long on the static bar reversal, you guys are in a huge place. Okay, so there are signals there that everybody could have traded, guys, if you trade 4-point turning bars, guys, or I should say very, very strong candles, or you trade the -2 rated SPR. Daniel, you're done for the day, mate. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. FDAX, we've come and hit the risk control point, guys, a number of times on that short trade. We're approaching the last 90 seconds of the candle. There is on the FDAX, if you're not already short, guys, don't go short again. Guys, we're waiting for the candle to now close inside those 76s, and we're going to pick up what may be a static short, provided it holds below those 76s. Do I have any NASDAQ traders who are still long from the bottom of the jar, or has anybody scaled in long again on that strong candle? If you have, you guys are having an absolute blinder. Yes. Okay. All right. Quite a few. So some of you
76s as well.
Okay, mate. Perfect. Okay, and good. Good. Now, FDAX again, guys, please don't enter a new trade in the last 90 seconds. We know that drill. As we know that drill. Again, it looks like the FESX may close outside its daily trading range. Guys, if it does, we're looking for big longs. If it doesn't, we're looking for very lovely shorts. Louis, you've done your weekly KPI every day this week. Oh, well, thanks to the volatility. Some people run away from volatility. Not at all. Now, some of the little snipers out there, guys and girls, may have seen this -2 rated static bar reversal on the S&P and said, now the seller's on the stair step, I'm bringing up that trade again. Guys, so if you've taken that trade again, guys, which I have a sneaking suspicion you may have, then that is complemented by this very, very strong bar, guys. So we've got a 3 rated candle there off the back of a -2 rated candle. So this says, for those people that don't do what we do, these guys, the sellers, have completely lost control of the market, so join the buyers. Right, that's what it says. FDAX, absolutely stunning, guys, stunning potential for a double failure reversal. So if you're waiting for these guys to fail at the 76s, guys, push back up and fill your short at 550. Your first target is 545. You've already gone through your first target already, guys, if you were waiting for the candle to close, and then push back up to that entry level. Okay, now, this is likely to turn and go a lot further, guys, on the FDAX. So for those of you that are short on the FDAX, there'd be nothing wrong with trying to get it to push through 540, guys, which is just here. That'd be a 10-point trade, guys, but don't override your stop loss, please. Okay, so don't move your stop loss around. Guys, if your stop loss triggers at the 5-point mark, then grab the 5-point trade and take it. All right, now we are 40 minutes into the session. As we were expecting between 12 to 15 potential trades. Now, some of you got the delta as outside the range, guys, of that static bar reversal. Okay, so if you've done that, guys, then again, all you've done is just join the momentum of the buying market, which has obviously gone quite well. Now, for the FDAX traders, guys, if you're looking for another short at 550, then again, ideally, you want them to push up towards the 76 fibs. They've just done that again. So if you've gone short at 550, guys, please note your first target is 545. Okay, you're a whisker of 545. They didn't get there that time. Now they're through your target. So if you've gone short at 550, guys, as instructed, guys, your first target is 545, second target 540. Fancy that. These guys are falling like a knife through butter. All right, so FDAX traders, have I got anybody short, please, at 550, please? Anyone short at 550? If you are, you've smashed your target again. Craig, well done, mate. Another trade on FDAX. Beautiful trade, mate. Beautiful trade indeed. So, Craig, what you've just traded, guys, Craig is relatively new to trading. Craig has traded a pivot-based reversal down the bottom and a double failure reversal at the top. Mate, that could be the ultimate trading plan for you. The ultimate trading plan is exactly what you've done today. We do the same thing over and over and over every day, right? And you've done very well today, so well done. Okay, NASDAQ traders, again, we've come through to the magic 76s. Guys, we've actually got a double failure reversal short there, or for those people that have got long-range profit running, because now you would want to tighten your stop loss on the NASDAQ, bring it right up into profit. So make sure you're locking in some big chunks of cash. I think somebody just said, make hay while the sun shines. I want you to do that because this volatility, guys, will go away. Unless, of course, people throw rockets at each other. That's a separate argument altogether. Guys, the volatility will go nuts leading into the US election. It'll be crazy after the US election. And then we'll probably simmer down for Christmas and then go crazy around the 20th of January, I would suggest. So I think that's what we're going to be doing for the next 5 or 6 months. So what I'd love to know, guys and girls, we're coming to the last 15 minutes. Now, everybody knows, guys, no brand new trades on the FDAX in particular. The last 15 minutes is famous for destroying trading accounts. So again, guys, on the FDAX at this stage, the traders have picked up maybe up to 1, 2, 3, 4. You may have picked up that reversal twice at the top. So guys, at this stage, I'm going to suggest to the FDAX traders that you'll be sitting at potentially, guys, 5 trades, 5 wins. Guys, what does that mean? That the FDAX has done exactly what it normally does, produce a really brilliant series of trades. Luke, you've done well. I'm out. That's a total of 615 ticks. So for those that don't know, guys, if you don't know, that's 615 times $5 US. You can do the maths on that if you would like to. All right, 615 times 5 is well over 3,000 US. Andy, kill it. Guys, I was making a video about our live trading room today, guys, doing some maths. And we are literally, as a trading group, doing around 15 to 20,000 US per day, guys, as a small group of traders every single day. 15 to 20,000 US. Now, Louis, you've done really well today. What have you done, just out of interest? Because I think we're doing probably 20 to 25,000 US. If Andy's done 3,000 by himself, guys, the FDAX traders are doing relatively well as well. So Louis done 7,000 US. I reckon we're way over. I reckon we're way over 20,000 a day. I'd suggest 20 to 25,000 US a day. Now, that's obviously across a group of traders, but I think that is brilliant. Debraj, how are you? You've done 2,500 US today. There. So I think we're rocking it. I think we're rocking it. Now, for those of you that are not normally in this session, if you've got any questions, the last 15 minutes is a really good time to ask those questions. FDAX traders, guys, the only thing we're going to trade now is a pivot-based reversal. Right, the FESX has failed to break out of its trading zone, guys, which means that the sells that we took on the FDAX underneath these 76 fibs, guys, agree in context with the FESX. They are absolutely amazing trades. For those of you that are looking for indicators to basically tell you that, see this -2 rated candle under here. It basically says the buyers have lost control of the market. Please find any excuse to sell. Guys, now that FDAX trade, guys, if you had around about, say, 11 points at risk to make up to 20, you started the trade with a risk to reward twice in your favor. The moment it moved 5 points in your favor, you've got no risk. So your risk to reward has gone from 2 times in your favor to around 20 times in your favor, guys, in the matter of around about 25 to 30 seconds. That is hilarious. Keith, it's all good, mate. Jimmy, you got plus 200. Well done. Cole, add the $17.50 that Cole's made. Okay, no, mate, I'm happy to add that in. So isn't it exciting, guys? Let's say we're 20 to 25,000 US a day being taken out of the market. That is well over 100,000 US bucks a week that's being shared in this trading group. Just saying, that's $5 million US a year. And as everybody gets better at trading, guys, the amount of money just keeps going higher and higher and higher. Now, sellers still own the stair step, guys, on the NASDAQ, which means that if you need another trade, guys, you're looking for buying-based reversals. Okay, now, that delta that has just popped up on the NASDAQ there, guys, at 275, if you are a delta trader, guys, you're waiting for the sellers to sell down. So you're waiting for the sellers to sell down. They've come back down into this old delta territory down the bottom here. They've come down here. If you are looking for another trade on NASDAQ, guys, again, any questions right across the board, guys, would it be brilliant? That delta, so the sellers have sold down, guys, you've got the V1, V2 delta triggering right here inside that. Okay, I'll give you a box. Guys, that says the institutions are turning the market. All right, so the instos are turning. Now, if you have gone long, guys, if you have gone long in context, it's already gone through its 20-tick target, which means your first target is out. You can't lose any money on the trade. If it comes back down and goes back under that delta again, which it's doing at the moment, guys, if it comes back under the delta and gets rejected, you can take the trade again, guys, at 275.50, straight through the 20-tick target again. Guys, that's a second tier reversal now, so you want to try and hold that for a longer target. If anyone needs any more trades, guys, we've got to get to the point we don't just overtrade, otherwise it gets ridiculous. Jimmy, you've done over 500 ticks today. Absolutely brilliant. All right, now, if you're long on the delta, guys, have I got anybody long on the delta at 275.50? So it came down, triggered the delta once, first target, came back down, triggered it the second time, smashed long-range targets. So well done, guys. That's how you use the delta, all right? So what have they done? They've sold down. They've failed at Fibonacci coming back the other way. Guys, let me show you this. Okay, let me show you this. Okay, Fibonacci comes from here to here. Fibonacci goes from there to there. Okay, oh, look at that. Fancy that. Look, 61.8 fib failure. So basically, guys, these deltas you were buying are over the top of the 50 fib retracement. As Luke said, sellers still own the stair step. Guys, we're looking for buying base reversals. These deltas trigger here. They go through the first target risk control, come back down, go below the price, reset the deltas, enter again. This one has gone at least 80 ticks. Guys, at least 80 ticks the other way. S&P 500, guys, is also reloaded at static bar reversal, right? So my S&P 500 traders, note how slowly the S&P moves compared to the NASDAQ. Guys, incredible place to trade. In fact, we might do the S&P 500, guys, on YouTube today, I would suggest. I think S&P 500 on YouTube would be good fun. I think that would be good fun. Now, the flip side, guys, the flip side of that, if there are any questions out there in the world, guys, now's a really, really good time to get those questions answered. The flip side of the answering questions, still long. Nathan is still long on the FDAX. Holy moly. Wait, that is a 475 to almost 575, man. That's almost 100 points. Oh, that's incredible, mate. That is incredible. Yes, it is a brand new static bar reversal long on the S&P 500. Absolutely it is. Now, what we need to be aware of, guys, is the S&P is ultra sensitive to the 50 fib of the micro trend. So would I take the new SBR long into the 50 fib of the micro trend? I wouldn't. What I would be doing is waiting for a lower low and, guys, trying to pick up this original -2 rated SBR that we've already spoken about and a number of you have already traded. That's what I would personally be. That's what I would personally be focused on. Nathan, I'm very excited for you, mate, because you've just made our $25,000 total for the day a significantly larger amount. Just out of interest, mate, how many contracts are you drifting? How many contracts are you drifting? That is an amazing trade. Guys, that is an amazing trade. So, but even you guys, only 4 contracts. I just want to quantify that for everybody, guys. I want to quantify that because Nathan is a very, very quiet achiever, right? So if he's got 4 contracts, they're currently sitting at 90 points, guys, times 40 Australian dollars per point, guys, that's 14,000 Aussie, just under 10,000 US. So there are a number of people, guys, in this LTR who are quiet achievers. Nathan is the penultimate of brilliance, mate. Not to throw too much praise your way, mate, but you are doing an amazing job. An amazing job. Now, there was a question there from Nikki. Hey, Navi, hello. Can you talk a little bit more about how one can join the room, prerequisites, and any discounts? Okay. So again, mate, the only way to join the live trading room is to jump onto the Doro website. Prerequisite, I would suggest that you do. There is a training course built into the website called the Getting Started course. I would make sure you do the Getting Started course because you'll start to understand some of the language that we use. Again, the LTR is $97 US a month, mate. So again, you need 1 20 tick trade on the NASDAQ to pay for your LTR. Today, mate, though, really good point, mate, is about profiling effectively what we do. I could say we love the Trading Pit. They're bloody amazing people, and we're looking to do some really exciting stuff with the Trading Pit. Was live trading rooms, mate, as you can probably imagine. Live trading rooms that work really well are very rare, very rare. There's a lot of people that talk about trading, but there's not a lot of people that actually trade. So, mate, we're enjoying working with the Trading Pit. This is our first sort of joint live trading room. This is our first one ever, and if it goes well, it goes well. I mean, if it doesn't go well, then all of my traders just go back to the trading room and we just keep trading. There's normally, just to quantify that, we normally got 65, sort of around 65 to 70 traders in the live trading room on a daily basis. There are some people that have been trading for a month and a half. There's other people that have been trading for 15 years. There's some traders on 1 contract. There's some traders on 60 contracts. It's a lovely bunch of people. Jeff, how are you? Man, I hope you're absolutely brilliant. Yeah, lovely, 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 lovely bunch of people to trade with. And the key, I think the really key, guys, the key to a live trading room, again, I'm not selling you a live trading room, but the key to a live trading room is you get an opportunity to watch people trade every single day. You get in the vibe of what they're doing every day. Everybody can enter these trades. Guys, if you can hold the risk, you can enter the trade. And you've got a group of people you can sit down with and trade with every day. I've traded by myself in my career, and it's very lonely, constantly second guessing what you're doing. And then, you know, you have a losing trade and you bloody second guess everything and da-da-da-da-da. Whereas if we all get a losing trade, guys, we all get a losing trade. So you can depersonalize that trading straight away and go, okay, well, I had a loss, but you had a loss as well. Who cares? Let's get on and have a win. And we just rock and roll from there. One big family, Craig, you nailed it, mate. I think, Craig, the really important point, mate, is that I'm just watching this, guys, in the last 5 minutes. So for those not aware, this is the Widowmaker candle. This is the candle that will smoke a ton of people into the market. So be very careful of the Widowmaker. The flip side of that, for the super experienced traders, if we do sell down to the 50 fib, guys, if we do sell down to the 50 fib for the NASDAQ traders, all right, we're setting up a tier 2 reversal again. What does that mean? You remember that it's like ancient history, right? That original delta that we targeted right there, that original delta, guess what they're targeting again? Same delta. So the instos are buying back at the same level again. Okay, they're buying at the same level. Back to trading rooms, as I find running the trading room is very, very exciting, because all it does is it reinforces every day that the strategy works. Again, we want to build the trading room. Honestly, everyone knows this, but I want to build the trading room to around about 100 traders. So at the moment, we're sitting around about 70, but we're also only 7 months old. This trading room is only 7 months old, even though I've been in trading for a very long time. All right, so to be sitting at 70 traders already, I think that's pretty reasonable. Now, Ash, you've traded the static bar reversal long on the S&P 500 again. So, guys, here's a really great lesson for everybody, even if you don't know what we do. Okay, so while the sellers maintain the stair step, which is that zigzag there, okay, you can see the zigzag in the market. While the sellers maintain the stair step, we can continually just hit the reversal button over and over and over again. So S&P 500 at this point in time, you guys have got your static bar reversal, success. You've got your 4-point turning bar, success. You've got a retest of the 76s and the static bar reversal, success. So you guys are currently sitting at 3 trades, 3 wins. Some of you got a very big win out of the S&P 500. FDAX, you guys are sitting at around 5 from 5, and NASDAQ, what are you sitting at? Technically 1, 2, 3, and then a retest. Some of you may have traded the retest. Look at these guys run. So I'd suggest at this stage, NASDAQ, you're sitting at 3 from 3 or 4 from 4. S&P, you're 3 from 3. FDAX, you're 5 from 5. So if we do the numbers, guys, let's say about 11 to 12 trades. We're only expecting 12 to 15 in the session. But if we can get 12 to 15 and sit at 100% strike rate, that means that everybody's had a chance to make money, guys. And that's the reason the LTR's here, is to make money. If you've got a question though, guys, now's the time to ask. I've got 2 minutes and 10 seconds before the gun goes again for the second. Do the indicators work on NT or Quant Tower TV? Okay, so NT, made the Navi, it's a great question. Indicators are coded for NT. I've got a conversation with my coder later today, guys, because we're kind of super excited, guys, that the Trading Pit is working now to bring NinjaTrader on. We're very, very excited by that, because we already have everything done. I mean, I've been using NinjaTrader since 2009. If there's a problem with that, if there's a problem with Ninja, then we may look at coding the indicators for a different platform, just so everybody can start working with TTP, which I do believe, guys, probably one of the better one of the better funding partners you can get your hands on. There's no doubt. Now I've just run out of water. I have to go and. Can I just ask my beautiful bride, my love, can you get me some water, please? Okay, now if you come really close to the camera, you'll be on. Just gonna run away. So Kito, my wife is Japanese. We trade together every day. We normally actually make more money, guys. We make more money again in the later sessions, right? So a little bit later on tonight, we normally sit down and trade together. It's actually going quite well, guys. It's going really well. She had a blinder yesterday. Mind you, so did I. It's on my blinder's on YouTube, guys. There's no secrets. I think yesterday I was up around $1,350 Now that's not the biggest day in the world, but you know, to get over $1,000 while running a live trading room, you know, while helping you guys trade, I don't think that's a bad place to be. So what are you saying, that as long as the stair step stays relevant? 100%, Craig, 100%. So while the sellers own the stair step, we're looking for every opportunity to reverse the market. Now, the beauty of that, even though we're getting a very, very strong sell down here on the NASDAQ, very strong sell down, we cannot sell down the NASDAQ into the 50 fib. That would be silly. So what the market is actually doing there, guys, the NASDAQ is setting up a bear trap. It's actually trying to trap everybody that wants to go short. It's trying to trap them short before it goes long. All right, that's why you got to make sure you got the right pivots on. If you've got the wrong pivots on, you are flying blind. Okay, now let's just see what these guys have got. The FDAX, all right, the FDAX, you've got a higher high, which means you have set up reversals on the NASDAQ on the FDAX coming the other way. I would suggest for the FDAX traders, it'd be really smart if we get some buying pushing into the candle before we pick up a sell. NASDAQ, you've just created a lower low, okay, compared to the candle before. If you get a buying delta, guys, if you get a buying delta on NQ, you may be picking up another trade. There's the buying delta coming through now. So once again, guys and girls, please, 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 if you're over your daily goal, please stop trading. If you're long on the delta, guys, at 262.50, your risk control point, you've just gone through it. You're at 30 ticks worth of profit. Control your risk, please. Or just go for a 20 tick target, guys, on every trade, and you will be getting slammed today in a really good way. NASDAQ has gone 40 ticks from that delta, guys. So don't try and chase the NASDAQ now. It's already gone way beyond its first target and risk control points. Way beyond that. All right, now let's have a look. What have we got? This is a larger chart turn. Yes, it is. Okay. So for the S&P and NASDAQ traders, particularly S&P, you guys are currently triggering a ratio-based SBR long, guys, on the 15-minute chart. If these buyers can take control of both American markets, guys, this is likely to go a long way. Now, for the NASDAQ traders, if you waited for the tag of the 76 and the lower low, and then you targeted that delta there, guys, that delta there, guys, I said 62.50. The delta is actually 62.75. If you targeted that delta, guys, with a 20 tick first target and maybe a 50 tick second target, and then a 100 tick third target, you've just gone through your 100 tick target again. So again, some of you may have stopped trading, guys. Some of you may be trading the turn of the hour, which is an incredible session to trade. So turn of the hour, lower low, straight off the evil twins, belt the delta, guys, and just let it run in your favor. Now, in saying that, do I have anybody? Navi, what a question. Can the indicators auto trade? Now, that's a very topical question, mate, Navi. And you probably see the smile on my face, mate. That'll give you an idea as to whether the indicators can auto trade without me telling you what the what the answer is. It's being done right now, and it's being done right now. Okay, that would be a safe answer. It would be a safe answer. Now, the flip side of that, guys, delta. Okay, so again, if you got the delta, brilliant. If you missed the delta, it's already gone, guys, way, way, way too far into profit. So please don't chase the market. We'll wait for this candle to close. If it's a 4-point turning bar long or a fee cat, guys, then we're going to jump on it. Do I have anyone, guys? Do I have anyone that is still trading? Is there anyone still trading? The delta on FDAX, guys, is valid, guys, at 545. The delta is valid at 545 for a 540 target. Right, so if you're short on the delta, guys, FDAX short at 545, first target 540. So the shorts on the FDAX are valid, as I said, as provided the buyers push up. Oops. Provided the buyers push up in the candle and then get trounced, then you can go short, guys. So if you've gone short at 545, target's 540, absolutely brilliant. Diane, was the SBR? The SBR is valid, Diane, so it's a -6 rated candle. The SBR is valid provided they push up first and then come down. Okay, so provided they push up first and then come down. The backup trade, Diane, is the delta. So you can use the delta outside the range of the SBR or the first delta created on this candle here. They're all valid shorts. So you know that the FDAX loves to turn on the hour. Then again, all of those shorts are valid. If you didn't like the SBR because they gapped up over the 76, you can wait for the sellers to sell down into this territory here. The sellers are way stronger than what the buyers were anticipating, and as a result, well, we've got a sell down through the delta. Okay, NASDAQ, super high volume candle. Right? So we're not going long over the top of the candle. Right? So we are not trading long over the top of the candle. Right? It's just being super clear with everybody. If anything, who owns the stair step? Sellers still own the stair step. Sellers still own the stair step. So what does it mean? Buying base reversals, guys. So that climactic candle is not a buying base reversal. As I would suggest, it's probably straight into the counter 76s. All right, so let's just show you what's going on. So let's sell this down from there to there. Yeah, so we're not going long, guys. In fact, that's why they've burnt their volume. In fact, again, right in the middle of the trend indicator, I think we're going to have to be really careful here, guys. I think we're about to tip. As in, I think the market is going to tip in favor of the buyers. And if it does, Luke, thank you, the 133 fib extension. If we do tip in favor of the buyers, guys, we're looking for a bias switch long. So the trend indicator's got to change green, all of this kind of stuff. The flip side is for the junior traders or the new traders or the careful traders, as we are looking to go short, not long. Okay, we're looking to go short, not long. Now, the flip side of the short, again, guys, we're right on that knife edge. They're not burning volume yet. All right, so we're going to have to be a little bit careful here, guys, because the NASDAQ traders are not blowing their volume up yet. They may have a little bit more buying fuel in the tank. Right now, for the FDAX traders, you guys have just set up a pre-top reversal. Sorry, I'm a little bit late to the party on that one. So again, if you are going to short the FDAX, guys, again, you can short under the open, okay, at 73. If you were waiting for the pre-top, you've gone short at 77. So guys, a little bit late to the party on that one. If the buyers do push back up, guys, above, so the buyers would have to push back up above. The buyers would have to push above the open or tag the open. Guys, you can go short at 73. Your risk control point is 68. Guys, we do want to get that order filled really early. So it's now filled and we need to push down. Guys, we just got to be careful of the last 90 seconds, guys, on the FDAX. I did miss the initial push up. So this is where we've got to be really, really careful as we approach that last 90 seconds. As we don't want to take any new trades. Okay, not at all. Okay, now let me just watch the NASDAQ. Let me just watch the NASDAQ. Don't forget risk control points on FDAX, please. Always don't forget the risk control points. Okay, for the NASDAQ traders, all right, there's our first selling delta. So what does it mean? Guys, if this candle was to close like it is right now, that selling delta for a beginner trader is amazing. Okay, for the slightly more advanced traders, look at this. Slightly more advanced traders, you've waited for the buyers to push up. They've failed at the 90% retracement and this brick wall. You may have targeted that delta short, or guys, we're being really careful on the turn of the hour. Everybody's made some really good money. We just got to be careful that these American markets don't turn. So then the junior traders are waiting for the candle to close. Guys, I know it's really tempting to try and run into the market. It's really tempting, but you're better off waiting for the candle to close. If the buyers do steal the trend here, everybody's going to be going long right across the board. Also, guys and girls, if you're at your daily goals, ash blue lines, that's a delta V2, mate. That's a new indicator that, again, say new indicator. It's a new indicator for Doro. It's a very, very old indicator. I'm just testing that it works before we give it to you towards the end of the second week in August, which is clearly coming very quickly. So it's a different delta. It's a bigger game, a much, much, much bigger game. So you'll note, for example, when we get the deltas pairing together, like here, the deltas pairing together here, we had a pairing before, then it basically means that it's Hail Mary for the buyers is what it means. So see, we've got a pairing at the top of this candle. It means that, again, for everybody that's waiting for this candle to close before you decide to take a trade, that was a very, very good decision. Because if the NASDAQ now sells down and then comes back through, guys, we're picking up an absolutely lovely long. But I need to know where we are Fibonacci-wise. All right, so just let them come to you, guys, please. Let them come to you. Okay. So for the NASDAQ traders, guys, we're looking to go long, not short, please. So we're looking to go long, not short. The FDAX, we're not doing anything with the FDAX at this point in time. Okay, now, yes, Luke, you're on the money. So for the...
We've closed on the 100 of the step, then gapped over NQ.
Yep. Okay. So what does it mean, guys? What does it mean? Louis is absolutely on the money. So again, if we get a structured retrace and a structured rejection on the NASDAQ, they are likely to move higher. We need some support from the S&P. Now, at the moment, guys, the NASDAQ is carrying silly risk, okay, for what we normally do. Volatility is up around the 150 mark. So again, the delta on NASDAQ is valid, guys, only if you are allowed to carry the risk, guys, which could be the issue for a number of traders, guys, is the risk. Now, the delta is valid, guys, the delta is valid. I'm just trying to get a context as to what the S&P 500 is doing. Okay. If you are going to trade the delta, guys, on NASDAQ, okay, in context with the S&P, it's okay. Your risk control point, guys, is 20 ticks from the delta. So you're at 20 ticks now. So if you're on the delta on NASDAQ, you've gone through your first target. Please control your risk. Guys, so you've got no risk on this trade. Guys, if it runs, it runs. If it doesn't matter. Now, those are the delta is for those people that waited for the retrace, guys, waited for the rejection and got on, guys. But again, as you would need them to absolutely pump. I need a blue delta here. Okay, if I get a blue one, it's all over. The buyers are going to trounce them. All right, so if you're long on the delta, guys, you're only looking for 20 ticks. You've obviously gone well over 20 ticks. So you've controlled your risk. Okay, this is why we do that. This is why we do that. Flip side, if we get another sell down, guys, so we get some decent red in the candle, we can then re-enter the same delta again. Okay, FDAX traders who are short, guys, if you're short under the pre-bottom or the open, guys, please note that the open traders, guys, were short at 73. Your risk control point is 68. You've just gone to 65, meaning that even the FDAX traders should have actually gone through their target, even, guys, if you reversed in the previous candle. Okay, mate, so jumped on the MNQ. All right, that's okay. Guys, do I have anybody long? Guys, anybody long? S&P 500 buyer switch long, guys. So you've got a complementary signal on the S&P. Guys, if you are long on the S&P 500, guys, your entry's 303. Boom. Your entry's 303, guys. First target 305. Okay, my wife is on the S&P 500, so she's allowed to stay for another day. That's a joke before I get someone throw something at me. Some of you are grinning. Some of you are like, can't believe you said that again. So Akito's long, guys, on the buy switch long on the S&P 500. Again, it's an efficient CORPC buy switch. Nice retrace, nice rejection, pop. Nice, absolutely beautiful trade. Note the complementary trades, guys, NASDAQ versus S&P. All right, so if you are an S&P trader, guys, clearly that's your signal. You've gone long, buy switch, brilliant. NASDAQ traders, guys, we've gone long on the Delta. Some of you picked up a 20 and then got ATM'd. Others have tried to re-enter and you've gone long again, and that's just flying. Andy, you got 31 times 6 on the NASDAQ. That's a beautiful trade. Louis, 377. Okay, 377. There's going to be resistance. 377. Right, so Louis talking about resistance, guys, in the market here. Come on, quick. Louis talking about resistance there. If I've got you long on the NASDAQ, guys, here are our evil twins. Okay, here are your evil twins. What does it mean? If you are long on the NASDAQ, guys, using the Delta, if you're long using the Delta, then please be aware that you would be locking in a large amount of profit on this one. Wes, how are you, mate? +8, +12 on the ES. Move too fast to move your second target out. Hey, what did they say? Make hay while the sun shines. All right, so again, Kito's got the S&P, guys. Wes has got the S&P. Well done. All right, so we're looking at, we did say between 12 to 15 trades, guys. We are basically getting there. Did I have any FDAX traders, guys, that were short under either the open or the pre-market top? I'd suggest we had some under the open. Guys, so if you were short at 573, your target, guys, and risk control is 68, you've clearly gone through that. I think we're going to come back down again. Guys, for the FDAX traders, please don't take another short, guys, until we close underneath the pivots, and then we're looking for a complementary short, FESX and FDAX at the same time. Okay, Diane, you got, okay, so well done. You got the SIM, so you got a SIM trade on the FDAX under the pre-top. Diane, well done. Well, that's a really, really great trade. Okay, Nathan, heading off. Thanks for the invite for tonight. Great to see you. Yeah, mate, we're working on it. So Nathan, your trade was a monster on the FDAX, mate. So really excited for you, man. That is huge trade. Okay. So FDAX traders, we're waiting to close under the pivot. S&P 500 traders, your buyers are running out of steam. That is going to have a reciprocal effect, guys, on the NASDAQ. So if you're long on the NASDAQ, guys, you're at your 76 fibs. I want you to lock in some profit, please. Louis is talking about us getting to a resistance zone, guys, here on the NASDAQ. Guys, at 377. Okay, so that means we're looking to short, not long. Craig, you got another 2 times 5. Under the open, $820 US for the night, mate. Well done. Man, that is brilliant. That's that's better than a slap in the face. 820 US. Oof. Well done. Well done. Guys, can you imagine if the trading room ran 24 hours a day? Imagine that. Just holy moly.
Who needs sleep, huh?
35 points on the FDAX. Well done. Andy, was that you? Is that you?
No, it was me. I said, who needs sleep?
Who needs sleep? Well, I can't run it for 24 hours a day, mate. That would just be difficult.
Go for 18 and sleep for 6. We're not saying 24.
Yeah, of course. But mind you, guys, 4 or 5 good moderators, and again, the room can basically run 24 hours a day. Just come in for different sessions, and then you can sit there and just run. Guys, not offending anybody, just sitting there bopping along. So S&P at this stage, guys, I've got you at S&P. I've got you potentially 1, 2, 3. Obviously, we had a couple of repeats on the SPR, so you guys are looking pretty good at the moment. NASDAQ, again, guys, if you can carry the risk, brilliant. If you can't, a number of you have switched down to the MNQ. That's going really, really well. FDAX, you guys, again, you're sitting at 100% strike rate, which is pretty good. Well, it's pretty good. I don't think we can get to 110 last time I checked. If the FDAX does go long, guys, the long range target, I just put that on the screen, guys. The long range target for the FDAX is 811. We're currently trading, guys, at 590. 590. So that's 220 points further to the high side. So we could go a long way here. Now, Louis Fibonacci extension, look at that. All right, so we are failing at 377 perfectly. As a number of the NASDAQ traders would therefore be eyeing off, guys, you might be eyeing off these selling deltas. Guys, now, if you can hold the risk, guys, if you can hold the risk, brilliant. Some of you might be eyeing off the 76 fibs for another reversal. Guys, if you have, you've already gone through your profit target. The deltas are hilarious, guys, if they hold under the 76 fib. Where can I find the explanation of model? Patrick, how are you, mate? I hope that you're really, really well. Just hold on one sec, mate. So delta traders, if you're short, guys, on the delta of 361, okay, so you're short on the NASDAQ at 361, guys, you are pounding your targets. If you've gone short underneath these 76 fibs, guys, again, if you waited for the first delta, you're pounding, absolutely belting it. Andy, you got 50, 100, 200, and 150 short on NASDAQ. Holy moly.
No.
Where's exactly the same trade, guys? So again, we did say today we're going to be running in reciprocal. So if you're short on the NASDAQ 76s, guys, or you note that we failed at the 133 fib extension, guys, you can short the S&P 500 as well, guys, under the 76 fibs, entry short of 310. First target is 309, second target is 308. Okay, so multiple trades, multiple trades. Now, again, if you're looking for a double failure reversal, guys, for the NASDAQ traders, if you're looking for a double failure reversal, we need the buyers to push back up, fail again, and then come back down again. Cole, you got 100 on the MNQ after failure at the 5-minute 133 in the twins. Mate, that's a huge trade. Guys, that's a huge trade. Well done. So guys, please note that there's a lot of traders today that may have swapped to the MNQ because the NQ is a little bit funky. I did cover this on YouTube yesterday, guys. I also said that a number of the NASDAQ traders, including my wife, guys, have swapped to the S&P 500 because the volatility on NASDAQ is a little bit crazy. So if you can handle the volatility, guys, there's nothing wrong with that. Otherwise, take the reciprocal trade on the S&P 500. Now, that means that a number of S&P traders are short at 310, guys. First target, 309. Second target, 308. That's good caliber, that one. The third target, guys, is all the way down at 306. Or you can hold, guys, for the third target to see if this -3 rated static bar reversal triggers. Now, if it does trigger, guys, if it does trigger, we're probably going to go down here. Okay, probably going to go down here. All right. Now, Wes, are you already short? Okay, you're three times your KPI. Ash, you can take the static bar reversal provided Europe agrees. All right. Now, what we need to do is the sellers need to hit the sell point, right, at 3 to 6 times the strength. Okay. Now, what I would prefer, mate, is if you were short. So this is a double failure reversal here, mate. So again, that candle's failed at the 76s. These ones are pushed above the 76, allowing you to go short underneath. So I would prefer you short at 310, mate, because then your risk and profit potential are massively skewed in your favor. Now, there's nothing wrong with a static bar reversal. Mate, we've just got to hit the reversal point at 3 to 6 times the strength. So let me do the maths for you very quickly. There's nothing wrong with the SBR short, mate. The maths is looking really good. The deltas on FDAX are tradable, guys. Again, if you need another FDAX trade. So that delta, guys, interesting point. Same point again, selling at 565. The deltas, the first 2 deltas on this candle, guys, are tradable, right? So I think we're getting ready for a meltdown here. So Ash, the short is tradable. I would prefer that you were in on the double failure reversal off the 76s. I would prefer that because your risk is around about 10 ticks and your projected target is probably out to 30, right? So very, very different trade. It looks like the sellers, mate, are about to grab everybody and have a run. Diane, you got +5, +10 FDAX in Sim. Great trade, Diane. Did you pick up the delta underneath the open as the sellers came back through? Because that's a beautiful trade. That's basically where we were selling before, right? So exactly the same point. Now, I did have a point, guys. I did have a point. Okay, so some of you are Cody, early sunset coconut. Well done, mate. You've done well. Now, somebody asked a question before. I was just entered. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, Diane. Somebody just asked a question. It's a really good one. Patrick, sorry, mate. Just joined. When did you start? Oh, more than an hour ago. An hour and 23 minutes ago, mate. Look, the model, we are pure price movement traders. Top left-hand corner, NASDAQ, bottom left-hand corner, S&P 500. Top right-hand corner is FDAX. Bottom right-hand corner is the FESX to bring all of them into context. Volume is high today, so volatility is high because people are threatening everybody around the world. So we were aiming to pick up between 12 to 15 trades today. At the moment, we're sitting on 14. Okay, sitting on 14 trades. I have missed a couple, mate, because the market is moving fast, but we're sitting on 14 trades, 14 wins at the moment. That's not unnormal for us, mate, and that's because we're futures traders. So there's no one manipulating the market against us. That's why it's actually quite easy to trade. Ash, your SBR is still on offer. All right, the sellers are currently currently 4.2 times stronger. So the sellers are 4.2 times stronger than the buyers. So I think they're going to trigger that. If you're over your, I can hear my wife clicking her mouse. If you're over your daily goal, you're not taking a trade. She's like, So, but that's everybody, guys. If you're over your daily goal, please do not take a trade. Some of you are 3 to 4 times your daily KPI. Cody and Bali, mate, have a great sunset. God, you imagine doing this in Bali. Imagine living in Bali and doing this on a daily basis. Right. So Ash, your 4.2, sorry, your SBR is not triggered. Right? Your SBR is not triggered, which is brilliant. Right? What does it mean? Is we're looking for the buyers to push back up into these 76s again. In a perfect world, at the moment, the buyers push up. Okay, if you can get a fill at 310, right? If you can get a fill at 310, which is the original number we were talking about, your first target is 0.9. Right? So if you can get filled at 10, your target is 0.9. Your interim or moderate target is 0.8. So you're almost at 0.8 now. Come on, sweetheart. Sell, 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 sell. Off you go. No. Sell, 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 sell. So if you've gone short at 310, mate, which was basically our desired level, so 310, if you've gone short at 310, you've just gone through 308, mate. So you've gone through, again, I made a joke about a nice caliber, but again, that's your target, your interim target, mate, or intermediate target. Your long range target is all the way down the bottom near the black line, but we're going to make sure we've got no risk on that S&P 500 trade. Alison, how are you? You've done 3 times your daily KPI. Well, that's probably worth doing. That's probably worth doing. That's brilliant. So today, guys, on YouTube, so just another one, guys, I put, again, everything we do, again, I put a summary on YouTube. Today, the trade of the day, guys, is going to be the S&P 500 because it's moving so slowly. Even the most junior of traders has had an opportunity to enter. Ash, are you short, mate, from 310? Are you short from 310? Because if you are, then you are looking really good. I mean, if you're short at 310, which was our desired entry price, you're killing it. If you're not short yet, then there's another short coming. That's all right. That's all right. Suzanne, I hope you're brilliant. Yes, guys, so there is coaching on tonight. For those of you who are part of Doro, guys, Damsey's running coaching on KPIs again. So that'll be absolutely brilliant. Any discount codes, folks interested? No, Navi, we don't do anything like discount codes or anything like that. Never have. So no, so I apologize. We don't have a discount code. That being said, mate, the cost of the LTR is $97 a month. Most traders today have had the opportunity to do, let's say, 4 to 5 times that. So again, if we can pay for the LTR in one day, then it's probably not bad. Probably not bad. Wes didn't get picked up at 310. Okay, didn't get picked up at 310 short. Okay, that's all right, mate. That's all right. That means the SBR, mate, your static bar reversal short, there will be another short setting up at 5 1/4, so 305 1/4, if you can carry the risk. Okay, James, mate, great to have you in the session. So, guys, we normally finish in around about 2 minutes from now, so it's a 90-minute, literally all guns blazing session. We did want to get to 15 trades, around about 12 to 15. As if we had the S&P 500 traders short at 310, if we did have them short at 310, then that would have been our 15th trade. There is another trade setting up, guys. It's underneath that little candle there, guys, at, again, 5 1/4. That trade is probably going to trigger and run pretty fast if it triggers. Right? So don't try and preempt that and go early. The entry is at 305.25, right? 305.25. How do you know whether sellers or buyers are strong? Ravi, great question. There's an indicator running on the screen that actually tells you how strong they are. Mind you, it only works on futures. It only works on the futures markets because the futures market, the data comes directly from the stock exchange as opposed to through a broker. So a lot of the stuff that we do, it is very, very futures centric. But also a lot of the stuff I do, Ravi, it's a great question. I trade pure price movement. But I also use indicators to tell me, for example, volatility, institutional entry prices, all this kind of stuff, because there's a lot going on in this trading session, and the more the indicators can help, the better. Ahmed, you got +4 times 2, so you went short at 310. Okay, you went short at 310. Okay. For those that are looking for another S&P 500 trade, guys and girls, at this point in time, okay, again, I would be looking for this candle to close. I would want the buyers to push back up, tickle that 76 fib. So I want them to tickle the 76. Now, by tickle, we mean we wanted to touch the 76 fib. We're looking for another 310 short. Risk control is 309. Again, don't jump in the last 90 seconds of the candle. Clearly, we're in the last 5. So this is a little danger zone. So we would want them, guys, at this point in time, we want the buyers to push up. Guys, tickle the fibs. Some of you may have had a sell order short at 310 because we were saying go short at 310. Guys, if you have gone short at 310 because you were waiting to get filled at 310, guys, then again, your first target is 09. You've done that. 08, you've done that. And now we're basically waiting for the 76s to get tagged and it'll fall away again. Join without indicators.
Starting about reversal, mate.
You're correct. Nabi, 100%, mate. So, guys, that's a great question from Nabi. You don't need to run the indicators to do what we do. Naturally, again, we're migrating. Well, hopefully, Trading Pit is migrating to Ninja. That means that everybody can do what we do globally. But yeah, man, if you're using another platform, there's nothing stopping you logging into the live trading room, not at all. And if we need to in time, mate, we'll code the indicators for a different platform. But that is a massive job. as no doubt you would probably recognize. All right, so guys and girls, that's us. We're done for our 90 minutes. Now, the flip side of that is if you've gone short, guys, if you've gone short on the S&P 500, okay, if you have gone short on the S&P 500, again, the flip side of that, our risk control point is 309. You've just pounded 309. You're now at your target, guys, of 308 again. Ash, if you waited for a tag of the 76s, man, you've gone short at 310. Your target is 308, and it's already kissed 307.75. Yay! So Ahmed got it. Ash, did you get that, please? Please tell me you're short. Yay! All right, Ash got it. Right, guys, so we're going to leave on a high. Ash has been waiting for that trade for a long time. Now, what does it mean? Patrick, it does. It does. So, Patrick, there is on the website, there is a trading video series called the Starter Pack video series. It's completely free. Watch that, and it will give you a very, very good idea as to why we do what we do. So, Ash, mate, we're going to end on a high, guys and girls. Ash has gone short off the 76 fibs. He waited for the tag. He got paid. So that's 15 trades, 15 wins. Guys, we're going to end on a high. So that being said, guys, there's a free video series on the website. It's called the Starter Pack video series. It takes you through what we do, and as I said, guys, it's completely free. So Arlene, the big boss at the Trading Pit, guys, I'll hand back over to the Trading Pit, guys and girls. I think the session's been good fun, guys. We've had basically 15 from 15. My wife has traded very well. I've only picked up around about 1,100. But again, it's been a really busy day today, guys. And again, if you need transparency of what I'm doing, guys, just go to YouTube. Doro Day Trading, guys, there's about 100, well over 100 shorts. There's a lot of information on YouTube there, guys, about what we do. And Arlen, do you want to take over the webinar, or am I the big boss?
I'm just gonna say that, guys, thank you for joining us to the webinar. It was very, very nice. I got some feedback as Loki was going, and we love it. We love it. Super informative. I like it a lot. And we just want to say, guys, if you are interested, we have recently introduced our Futures Prime challenges. Very, very interesting. Check it out on our website on thetradingpit.com. And soon more surprises to come. Who knows? Who knows? We have something.
Let's hope that's a Japanese assassin ninja surprise. Wouldn't that be cool?
I don't know. Let's see, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, Mr. Lucky.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys. All right, I'll see you around. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you soon.